Hello everyone, this is Jack. There have been several friends over the years that I've met here on YouTube that have inspired me in various ways. These friends are atheists. I see them not by the label atheism as much as I strive to see them by our ongoing relationship of interaction, of communication, of dialogue about life. The discussion moved beyond the arguments, and as such, the friendship with these individuals could happen because we were willing to do that. I struggle not to define them by the label that would prevent me, that would limit me from seeing them as being more. I fight to see them as people who are human like myself and are enduring life as myself, albeit in their own story, of which our pages have crossed at different chapters. There is no argument for me that's ever going to convince me there is no God. As I've already stated, those who profess to be atheist have all the dysfunctionality and ignorance and irrationality as I find among the religious, among the theists. In this way, and both sides, there are people who can argue. We can watch the arguments, and I'll read commentaries on both sides, and without fail, people will say, this person won. No, this person won. And at that point, I'm saying it stopped really becoming about the argument, hasn't it? It stopped. I mean, as Donald Miller had pointed out in his book, Blue Like Jazz, there's a point at which one person says they can argue that there is a God. The other person says they can prove that there isn't a God. And you have two people who are convinced that of their side. And the discussion stopped being about discussion a long time ago. And right now, the discussion is about who sounds the smartest. That's YouTube, what's been going on for years now when it comes to the atheist-theist discussion. In large part, I'm not saying entirely, I'm not saying exclusively, but in large part. So my video was basically to say, look, you know what? I don't care. You can talk as much trash as you want about religion. You can say how stupid and irrational I am. Let me just get down to the heart of it. If you want to be pissed off at me about something, if you don't want to like me for something, then let's do this. Just let it be for the simple fact that I believe there is a God, and that I believe God has manifested himself through Jesus Christ, and that through the crucifixion and resurrection of Christ, we have been given a means by which we can commune with the living God. And to you reject it for whatever reasons, and you despise me for accepting that proposition as being true. That you despise me for the fact that I would believe such a thing to be true. And you hate me for that. Because the fact is, many of you don't know me. You don't know the life that I live. You don't hate me for my irrationality because I can talk as rational and I can argument as I've debated the atheist here on YouTube. I've argued with them. I can sound just as rational and logical as any other atheist here on YouTube. I can give you as much rhetoric as any other atheist here on YouTube can give you. So if you want to despise me, if you want to hate me, if you want to be truly frustrated with me, just be completely honest about what that frustration is. It's not because of my inability to be logical or rational or to talk the rhetoric that so many other people talk here. It's because at the heart of it, you just despise the idea that there's a God and that someone would believe that this God is true and that the only means by which we can be in relationship with this God is through Christ. Okay? You despise and hate the idea that someone like myself would believe such a thing to be true. Has nothing to do with the logic, nothing to do with the rationality, because you know what? I can play those games. I've done it. It's easy. It's easy. You know what's not easy? Living the life. live the life that reflects the truths and the principles that you spout off, that's where, that to me is what's meaningful, because I've heard both sides play the game, the language game of rhetoric. We all can do that. That's why my point was the life that manifests the proof, the truths and principles that you spout off to be true. And the thing is, a lot of you don't define yourselves by what you are. You define yourself by what you are not. You're anti-theist. You're against belief in God. You're against the idea, those who believe in God in many ways. You're not on here, many of you, to promote rationality and promote logic and the pursuit of understanding and knowledge, as much as you're on here. You're here on YouTube to show religion wrong and to show how stupid those religious people are and how irrational it is that they would believe that miracles happen and that the Bible is true. You're not here to define yourself by something that you are. You're wanting to present what you aren't. You're presenting what you aren't. You argue till you're blue in your face, being pissed off. You had a bitter experience. You're raised up. You're frustrated. You're angry, and you project it off on all those other people you bump into here on YouTube, like myself, of whom you have absolutely no idea who I am. And you show how ignorance reigns supreme among even the atheist. Go figure. Whether you be atheist or theist, are the ones who are willing to go beyond the ignorance and seek out understanding and relationship, as I strive to do, albeit imperfectly. All right? That's all I got to say, folks. Peace be with you.